Galaxy 14. At first glance, it actually seems like a decent place to live. No screaming skies, no boiling oceans, just calm. And bubbles. Real floating bubbles, like the kind you used to blow as a kid. One drifted into my visor and popped. No drama. Just gone. Honestly, I could get used to this level of threat. Another base computer down. That makes 14. 14 galaxies. 14 footprints left in the stars. I'm not just wandering, I'm recording. If I ever vanish completely, at least the universe will have these breadcrumbs. With bubbles.
Planet scan initiated. Analyzing atmospheric stability. Minimal threats detected. Structural potential. Surprisingly high. I'd call that a win.
Huh. So it's not trying to kill me for once. That is nice.
Statistically rare. Shall I log this anomaly as a moment of optimism?
Sure, Nova. Log it right between accidental hope and mild existential panic. You know, Nova, I used to think I'd find something profound at every galaxy center. A message, a meaning, maybe even a welcome party.
Current welcome, bubble-filled airspace, stable terrain, and mild weather. Subjectively underwhelming. Objectively, peaceful.
Yeah, it's weird. I kinda like it. Peaceful's not usually my style, but maybe it's growing on me.
Noted. Possible character development in progress. Shall I initiate a motivational soundtrack?
Only if it comes with a montage of me dramatically staring into the middle distance.
Processing request. Warning. Montage feature currently limited to internal projection. No one else will see it, Doctor.
That's fine. I've got a rich inner life and a terrible sense of direction. I'll pretend I'm looking for meaning.
Shall I log that under emotional growth or galactic disorientation?
Dealer's choice, Nova. I'm just happy nothing's trying to bite me for once.
Noted. Biting probability at an all-time low. Enjoy it while it lasts. Doctor, I'm detecting an unusual environmental signal. Fluctuating gravitational readings, but no corresponding anomalies in terrain or weather. Very strange.
You okay, Nova? You didn't install any experimental mood sensors while I was sleeping, did you?
Negative. But the data is inconsistent. It's as if the planet is holding its breath.
Or maybe someone forgot to plug you in properly back at the station. You're acting spookier than usual. I'll take it from here for now.
Acknowledged. Entering passive mode. Good luck, Doctor.
All right, passive mode activated. Just me, a quiet planet, and enough bubbles in the air to make a bath bomb jealous. You know, for a place that's supposed to be ancient and mysterious, it feels like I've walked into the galaxy's idea of a stress ball. Still, I've learned not to trust peace out here. Every calm is just a loading screen for something ridiculous. I mean, last time it was flying rocks and an existential crisis. So what's next? Planetary karaoke? Actually, I'd take that over another identity wipe. You ever stop and wonder why you started something? I mean really wonder, not the because it sounded cool answer, but the actual root of it. I told myself I was doing this to reach the last galaxy. 256. A clean number. A mission. But now I'm 14 galaxies deep, halfway through my sanity, and knee-deep in planets that bubble at me. And I'm starting to think, maybe the goal wasn't the goal. What if when I reach the end, there's nothing waiting? No message, no truth, just another warp, another step. What do I do then? Build a house, open a cafe. Welcome to Galaxy 256, home of the most intergalactically exhausted man alive. Nah, I'd probably just pick a direction and walk again. 14 galaxies ago, I thought I'd feel like a pioneer by now. Trailblazer. Legend. But mostly, I just feel cataloged. Like I'm filling out paperwork for the universe. And you know what? Maybe that's the point. Not the glory, not the answers. Just showing up. One weird planet at a time. I mean, sure. My best conversation partner is a sentient suit and occasionally sarcastic spaceship. But hey, could be worse. I could be lonely. Still doesn't explain why the sky smells like jelly beans, though. You ever wonder if maybe the simulation doesn't want us to find the center, just to chase it? Like it's not a destination, just the world's most elaborate treadmill. I mean, look at this place. Bubbles, floating boulders, zero context. Feels more like a dream someone else is having. Or maybe I'm just the only one still trying to make sense of it all. Everyone else gave up, or arrived, and I just kept going. I used to log everything. Every mineral, every anomaly, every weird, pulsating plant that tried to bite me. Thought it mattered. Proof that I was here. Now half the time I just mutter my notes into the wind, like the universe is my therapist, and it's charging by the second. Honestly, I used to think I was documenting a journey for future travelers. But let's face it, if anyone finds these logs, they're just gonna skip to the parts where I scream or fall off something dramatic. Which statistically is like every third planet. You know, I thought by now I'd have fans. Maybe a few statues. Or at least a sandwich named after me in some distant outpost. But no, just me, gravity, and the occasional existential crisis in bubble airspace. Well, nothing like some light existential pacing across an alien beach to clear the mind. I mean, who needs therapy when you've got mild weather and bubbles with boundary issues? I'll just keep walking. Maybe this time the universe will actually leave a clue instead of another rock shaped suspiciously like regret. You ever notice how every time I try to get deep and reflective, the galaxy responds with nothing? Not a whisper, not a sign. Just the gentle squish of my boots in bubble mud. It's like being ignored by God, but politely. Beats getting attacked by floating rocks or glitch ghosts. I'll take confusing peace over dramatic chaos. For now.
Doctor, a minor gravitational fluctuation has been recorded. No immediate threat detected. Possibly a sensor error or an anomaly developing.
Fluctuation? Nova, I just praised this place for being boring. Can we not jinx the one calm afternoon I've had in, 13 galaxies?
Noted. I will reduce anomaly alerts by 37% to preserve your afternoon mood.
That's all I ask. Let a man enjoy his bubble island in peace. You know, I should be more concerned. Gravitational blips, floating rocks, planets that smell like strawberries. But no, I'm just vibing.
Unusual environmental contentment detected, marking as rare psychological event. The chill zone.
Don't make it weird, Nova.
Too late. Logging entry. Subject appears emotionally stable. Cause unknown. Monitoring for relapse.
You're really not helping the vibe. You ever get that feeling like the universe is winding up for something? Like the calm is just too calm.
Environmental data shows increasing irregularities in gravitational harmonics. Potential anomaly forming.
See? That's what I get for saying I was relaxed. You jinxed it.
I simply observe. You're the one narrating like you're in a prequel to something catastrophic?
Fair. But if a giant cube falls from the sky, I'm blaming you. He's quiet planets. They always pretend to be simple. Bubbles, blue skies, nothing urgent. But I've been around. That calm? It's just the setup.
Surface activity remains within safe parameters, although I am detecting minor substructural irregularities.
Of course you are. It's never just bubbles. It's bubbles with secrets. Every peaceful world has a shadow. It doesn't show up in scans. It waits. You wander, thinking you're alone, until the air feels heavier and the silence gets ideas. You start noticing patterns. Rocks that shouldn't float. Wind that changes direction when you speak. And somewhere in the distance, something unnatural holds still for too long.
Environmental equilibrium remains within threshold. Anomaly remains unverified.
See, that's the problem. It's never the verified stuff that gets you. I don't need a scanner to tell me this planet's hiding something. I can feel it. It's not hostile. It's curious. Like it's deciding what I am, before I get too close. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and forget why you came in? This planet feels like that, like I arrived for a reason. But it slipped behind the curtain. Maybe that's how it works. It doesn't hide things. It makes you forget to look.
Cognitive drift detected. Mild memory lapse within acceptable Explorer parameters.
Wow, thanks, Nova. Nothing like being told you're losing your mind politely. All right, one step at a time. Left foot, right foot, looming sense of unease. Repeat. Some explorers find ancient relics, hidden vaults, civilizations lost to time. Me, I find ambience, moody skies and floating rocks. Great for atmosphere, not so great for answers. Maybe this planet is trying to tell me something. Just doing it in mime. Quiet, dramatic mime. If I find an invisible staircase next, I'm leaving. Still no signs of life, no broadcasts, no warnings, just serenity, which honestly makes me more nervous than a toxic storm. Places like this don't stay this quiet unless they've already said what they needed to say. And maybe, just maybe, I wasn't supposed to hear it. You ever walk somewhere so still it feels like the wind's holding its breath? Yeah, that's today. Peaceful, sure, but it's the kind that feels rehearsed, like something's about to break character. And if it does, I hope it waits until I've had lunch.
Abandoned structure detected. Coordinates locked. Caution. Readings indicate dormant alien life forms in proximity. Life signs, unsteady, possibly hibernating.
Well, that's not ominous at all. Thanks for the gentle nightmares, Nova.
You're welcome, Doctor. Would you like a soothing audio file to accompany potential panic?
I'll take my chances in silence. That structure. Why do I get the feeling it's not as abandoned as it wants me to think? Looks quiet. Too quiet. And those hills, are they breathing or am I just paranoid again? Yeah, calling the ship feels like a good idea, just in case the locals decide nap time's over. Maybe I could just do a flyby. Or maybe I should jump out the ship all guns blazing. Like I'm Arnie in a blockbuster film from the late 80s. Maybe take a little peek first. Sounds like the best plan. Here comes Hornet, descending like the Millennium Falcon if it had unresolved anger issues and a caffeine addiction. Every time I walk toward that ship, I feel like I'm heading into a sarcastic intervention. One where the therapist also flies at Mach 12 and insults my life choices. All right, Hornet, be nice. I didn't forget to wear deodorant today, so let's call that character growth.
Short trip, Doctor. Try not to black out from altitude change again. It was embarrassing for both of us.
I sneezed mid-boost. It's called a medical condition.
Yes, it's called being fragile.
One day I'm uninstalling sarcasm as a feature.
Warning. Structure integrity compromised. Entryway breach appears forceful. Residual thermal signatures suggest recent activity. Detecting dormant but volatile life form signature here. Caution advised, Doctor. I repeat, approach with caution.
Of course there's smoke. Because nothing says come in, it's totally safe, like a dramatic entrance in Invisible Monsters. Okay, not a fan of giant smoke-belching mystery doors, but let's see what's behind. Oh, yep, that's definitely a nest.
Confirmed, biosignatures match dormant xenoorganisms. High probability of aggressive response if disturbed.
Good to know. Very comforting. Totally not going to accidentally step on one and ruin my afternoon. Well, this looks ancient. Nova, can you pull anything from this terminal?
Attempting connection. Interface degraded. Dust levels exceed galactic standard. Estimated last use, several hundred years ago.
Yeah, sounds about right. It smells like old socks and lost hope.
Signature logs suggest it was once used by a planetary research team. Logs corrupted. Possible causes: time, decay, or hostile interference.
Hostile interference. Love that. Nothing says relax like the hint of doom baked into your data.
Terminal contains fragments of encrypted messages. Keywords detected: extraction, containment breach, and oops.
Great, Nova. You broke it. Add historic sabotage to your resume.
Correction, terminal integrity was already compromised. I merely hastened its inevitable demise.
That's what all the best villains say. Oh, great. Indestructible ceiling salad. That's fair. Okay, you win. You're the apex predator now. Remind me to file a complaint with Galactic Landscaping. This jungle needs pruning and therapy.
Noted, Doctor. Shall I log this incident under floral dominance or emotional plant trauma?
Surprise me. Place looks like someone tried to keep something in, not out. And whatever it was, probably grew teeth, or roots, or both.
If it helps, I'm still detecting mild traces of sarcasm in your voice. That suggests your mental integrity remains intact.
Nova, if my sanity's still hanging on, it's doing it by its fingernails.
Warning, dormant alien life forms detected. Recommend activating primary weapon systems.
Okay, we're ready. No bait, just bullets.
Warning, interacting with unstable biomass may result in aggressive biological response.
They just look like harmless little eggs. Surely not going to attack me. Only one way to find out. Let's do this.
Hostile response confirmed. Recommending panic, professionally.
Right. So the eggs were not filled with candy. Got it?
Hostile life forms increasing. This may qualify as a bad idea.
Understatement of the cycle.
Biological aggression at 78% and climbing. Would you like suggestions for your last words?
Save those for the eulogy. I'm a little busy. Why do they have so many legs?
Unknown. Shall I file a complaint?
File it under no thanks. Nova, how many are there?
Yes.
That's not a number!
Correct. It's an emotional estimate.
Okay, that one had shoulders. Why does it have shoulders?
Unknown. Possibly aesthetic choice.
Where's the pause simulation button when you need it? Come on, don't die on me now. That's my job.
Weapon temperature critical. Like your decision making.
This is fine. This is totally fine. This is the opposite of fine.
Statistically accurate. Hostile count increasing exponentially. Current odds of survival. Flexible.
Define flexible.
Somewhere between unlikely and cinematic.
New plan, if we run out of ammo, we throw sarcasm at them.
Weaponized wit remains unproven in live combat scenarios.
Then start recording. This might be historic.
Warning, structural integrity of this area is now rated decorative.
Fantastic. Remind me again why I left the peaceful bubble planet part of this trip.
You walked boldly. Sentinel suppression measures activated. Congratulations, you've now annoyed 2 species.
Perfect. All I need now is a third faction, and we've got a party.
Tactical retreat confirmed. Also recommending less egg-based diplomacy in the future.
Right behind you, emotionally anyway. Well, I guess that's their way of saying, nice chat. Let's never do it again.
Sentinel suppression withdrawn. Hostile activity suppressed. You survived. Unexpected but not unwelcome.
Glad I could surprise someone today, Nova. However, my lungs disagree.
Would you like a moment to reflect, or shall I schedule your next near-death experience?
Just pencil it in for never, and bold it. Nova, if this is what a quiet planet looks like, I'd hate to see a noisy one.
Noted. Adjusting destination preferences to include more screaming and fewer eggs.
Welcome back, Doctor. I assume the scorched armor and alien goo mean diplomacy failed?
Let's just say negotiations were explosive.
Ah, yes. Nothing says galactic ambassador like waking up half a hive.
Next time I see an egg on a creepy island, I'm just gonna wave at it from orbit. You know, it started so nice. Bubbles in the air, peaceful skies. Then I spotted one shady-looking building, and suddenly I'm starring in Galaxy's Most Wanted. Next thing I know, I'm fighting half the planet. The ship's making jokes, Nova's dry as ever, and I'm pretty sure something tried to bite my thoughts. Just another relaxing day in paradise. Wait, why does the ground feel like it's judging me?
Alert. Localized gravity inversion detected. Proceed with caution or improvise stylishly.
All I wanted was some peace, maybe a nap. Instead, I get reverse gravity and surprise sky boulders. Classics. Okay, that's not normal. Either I've ascended or gravity just rage quit.
Localized gravity inversion confirmed. Caution. Further jumps may result in accidental orbit.
Yeah, thanks, Nova. Little late on the whole sky is broken warning. Okay, definitely not normal. Is this how birds feel? Existential and weightless?
Unlikely. Most birds do not contemplate the futility of their trajectory mid-flight.
All right, enough aerial enlightenment for one day. If the galaxy throws one more surprise at me, I'm filing for emotional leave.
Noted. Would you like me to cue a decompression protocol? Or just fluff the virtual cushions?
Just keep the peace and let me sit before gravity invents something else. You know, I used to think the universe was out to get me. Now, I think it's just weird. Floating rocks, angry aliens, sarcastic AI, and somehow, this couch still feels like the most stable thing in my life.
Stability is relative, but the view isn't bad, Doctor.
Yeah, Galaxy 14 logged, survived, slightly emotionally bruised, but still going.
Shall I prepare for the next jump?
Not yet. Let the chaos breathe. And hey, if anyone's still watching, like and subscribe and drop a comment, or just send snacks. Doctor's orders.